Okay, looks like we're live, and I'm recording from my actual vocal mic, which is great. Giving me great quality sound and everything, so that's fantastic. This might be a new era for my recording. So we are doing Premiere Draft, Secrets of Strixhaven. I don't think I've done anything with this yet. I mostly just want to do this so that my friend can see. Um, but here we go. We're diving in, going into the queue. I have to say, I think I like the white black and the blue red the best. Uh, but I wish I would be very happy to play Quandrix. Steal the show. One or both. That looks like it's a really good card, actually. Poisoner's Apprentice. I don't like this because the setup I think is too high. It's not a bad card. It's just I think the setup is too high. Impractical Joke is decent. Not caring about that. The Old Growth Educator has been good for me, but I don't think I like it as much in draft. Essence Scatter is very playable, and Subtle Mockery is good. So looking at this pack, I think I'm going to go for the rare because it does good things. And also because I think there's a high chance that I'm getting another red card or a blue card in the wheel on this. Well, probably not the blue. Well, that's the thing. Who first picks an Essence Scatter? I don't think anybody first picks an Essence Scatter, so good chance that that's coming back. Even this red-white land wouldn't be terrible. Also, Terramorphic Expanse isn't terrible either. But I think here I'm getting a removal spell. It's a rare, and also setting myself up to wheel another removal spell. Garrison Excavator. So the cards leaving the graveyard effect is the lower hold ability. This is a really powerful one though because it's pretty easy to repeat this. And then not only are you getting the card back from the graveyard, you're getting a 2/2, and a 3/4 with Menace for 4 is not bad. It's not bad stats. Burst Lightning is amazing. Unsubtle Mockery is fine. But I think here I'm going to go for a synergy pick. Hydro Channeler is okay even. I don't personally like Diary of Dreams. The Spirit Mascot's also a great wheel. I don't know if maybe it is a first pick. Maybe the pick here is Spirit Mascot, and I'm supposed to hope for Garrison Excavator on the wheel. But I have this feeling like repeatable guild effects are a thing. Um, the repeatable prepare effects are really good. The repeatable spell effects are really good. So I think I'm gonna go here. This card actually plays even in a deck that doesn't have any white in it too. So I could still be going red white or red blue with that pick. So Vibrant Outburst. I like the fact that this is kind of two spells in one. I like Visionary's Dance as well. Deluge Virtuoso is really nice. I don't care for this 5-drop as much. Ascendant Dust Speaker. This allows you to do the lore hold thing every turn for sure. So that's pretty powerful. That's a repeatable effect again. It's just that this is a slightly worse card, despite the fact that it has flying. So I mean, I think it's either Vibrant Outburst or Spirit Mascot, and that puts us on a path here to be lore hold. I think if I pick the mascot, which I think I'm gonna do. Someone is going to be eating up the blue, I think, because we're passing a blue rare. I didn't even look at that rare. I probably should have. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing here, especially considering that this pack, these last two packs have been rich in rare. I don't really care for Dual Tactics as much, although it does have Flashback. Flashback is good because it does the lore hold ability. The problem is I don't like 1 damage. 1 damage is a good thing when you're doing chip damage. So if you've got a lot of creatures with like 3/4, some sort of thing where or 2/3 where you're gonna be pinging off of like 1/3s and 1/4s and stuff from time to time. This is a nice little thing to have, and it is kind of game over when you play that one player that has like a 2/1 or a 3/1 and they're looking for it to be a really decent card for them. It's a good gotcha card, but the main reason I'm taking this here is because it has the flashback. It serves 2 purposes. It'll allow us to cast multiple spells in a turn, and then it also allows us to activate our lore hold thing. I also think Heated Argument is going to be good here for that exact same reason. We're not only going to get to kill just about anything, but we can do the 2 damage thing and also trigger Lore Hold. So we're looking solid to try and do Lore Hold things. Interjection, it's probably what I'm going to take, but not because I like it. I don't know. Destroy a non-basic land. I don't really like this card, but I think there might be some utility for it, so we're going to try it. I haven't seen it before, I haven't had it played on me, but we're going to try it. Alright, Harmonized Trio. Golly, that's such a good card. That is such a good card. That could be a sign here. I'm going to go ahead and take this, and it's not that hard to splash this thing. If I can get a low to the ground kind of deck that puts out a lot of bodies. Being able to put Brainstorm on a stick is really powerful. At least in the games I played against my friend, it has been. So, Stone Docent. It does the Lore Hold thing. It's also a nice aggressive early game guy. I actually don't think this is the deck that wants this as much, but I'm going to take it. I think you want this in your black-white. I don't know. I could be wrong. We're gonna play it here because we don't have a better card. Sure. Well, I thought Deluge Virtuoso was the Mana Wart. It's actually the Frostlings. Okay, it's more the Frostlings analog. We may not be running that one. We're gonna go ahead and just put our blue stuff to the side. This is also another card that I think can kind of go to the side. These avatars are actually pretty doggone good. A lot of times, you know, getting to play this with your basic 2-color deck as a trample reach 4/4 for 5. That's a little underrated, but if you can get it to a 5/5 for 5, that's not bad. And all you really need is a dual land or a mana rock or something along those lines. Bletch. Oh man, that is such a good Golgari card. Golgari, is that what they call it? No, Witherbloom. Witherbloom is what they call it in this one. So this pack has really nothing for us, I don't think, other than maybe Tome Blast. The Muse Seeker's not terrible. Maybe we are actually blue-red though. If we are, this would be really good, as would this. So I think I'm going to take the higher rarity card, also because it is a body, and maybe we're going to just change our plan here and throw this out to the side, and this one, and this one, and this one. There's nothing saying we can't run all 3 colors, but it's not necessarily great. I don't think flicker is a thing we want to do with this. Although this is this flicker ability is actually interesting because we have enough prepare. That's actually a great way to reset your prepare trigger. So I think this guy could actually be pretty good. I like flying and vigilance together too. I possibly should be taking the burn spell here, but oh boy. Oh man, that's a good Lore Hold trigger card. Boy, we got a problem with not committing. Rubble Rouser's decent. Allows us repeated effects for Lore Hold. Let's take the higher rarity guy. we're probably just going to have to make some decisions at the very end here. That's when our solid decision making is going to have to come into play. I don't like it. Take a second, Muse Seeker. Heated Argument. Thunderdrum Soloist, what do you do? Okay. It's not bad. It's a 2-drop bear with upside. Gonna reward us for playing lots of spells. We need to get some more good spells. I passed a good 5-drop spell, but I'm hoping to get some cheaper ones. Fractalize. It's an okay instant. I don't know. I don't really like that much though. We got a flashback card here. I think when in doubt, I don't see that any of these cards really do us any good, so I'm going to take this random weird land. Maybe get paid off with some what's vivid stuff. This is a card I want to take for reasons, strategic reasons. This is a great card to pitch to loot style effects. When we've got a repeatable loot style effect right here, so I think we might actually be running a 3-color deck. I'm not thrilled to be doing that. I think that's actually going to probably be the reason we lose if we lose. But now I've got enough things that make me want to be on that path that I think it's gonna be what we try. Wait a minute. This will get us a basic land. That can sort of make... It's not a good card, but it can make up for the fact that we don't have good ways to get our colors fixed. That's the other reason I like Textbook Tabulator. I don't think this is a good card, but the Surveil 2 actually matters quite a bit and can be quite good. Not thrilled to take this land. I don't really like Landscape Painter, but I found that it does fit. Like it serves a function, and that's usually to just block early. Let's take this and figure out how we're cutting later, because we're already to the point where we're at critical mass. We need spells in this pack, I think, more than anything. I really like Primary Research. I do think Brotherhood's End might be a better pick. And the land would actually be really useful here. But I think the upside on this is so good. We plan on trading away a lot of our early drops, and if we can do that, when we lay that Primary Research, it's almost surely game over, because you get something back and then you immediately get to draw a card, and then if you can trigger any turn you trigger Lorehold, you're getting cards back. So stand up for yourself. Prismari Charm. So one of the problems I tend to have with when I make these decks like this is that I don't. So one of these colors is going to have to be a splash color. I think we're primary red, and I think the white is going to end up being our splash color. So we're probably not going to run the Outland Historian. So I think we're going to try to focus on getting some blue-red spells now. And I wish I was bold enough to take Visionary's Dance. The reason I'm not is because I don't have any mana rocks or any mana accelerants in this build so far, and that's going to make all the difference, I think. How many creatures do we have? We have 19. So a card like this could be good. And really it's the only thing for us here. We're not interested in playing Shattered Acolyte. We could run another Spirit Mascot, but that's the other problem I have. I don't want to be split too heavily on 3 colors, and getting as many of those double color cards like that will do that to you. Improvisation Capstone, super fun. I had it in my last deck. I don't think this deck will be able to play this card, but I'm taking it here because it's a mythic rare. Molten Note, fantastic. I love this. We need a good spell like that. If that were not there, we'd probably want a Johnny's Response. Oh my gosh, Micah. Oh yeah, easy peasy. Lurehold Charm could also be good. Yeah, I think it's Micah for sure. I don't. If you can do the artifact stack thing and copy a spell, that's pretty doggone good. But I don't view that as a necessary on that. Daydream can be good for just being a cheap spell that resets prepared, and because it has flashback. Zephyr and the Tempest. Golly, that's good, but again, we don't really have any mana acceleration, and that's a problem. I like Goblin Glassrite. That could help us a lot. I had 3 of these in my last one of these, and that did pretty. No, it didn't do well. It played well against my friend, and it did terrible. Otherwise. I didn't hit critical mass on spells. We're gonna get rid of these archaics. I don't think this is a deck for them. I also don't think we care about that form of antiquity. Throw this into the sideboard. Throw this into the sideboard. We can always side that in if we need to. If we need to go lower to get a more aggressive deck, I could definitely see a situation where we get rid of both of these Ascendant Dusk speakers and put in the Allen Historian instead. Okay. So we got a pretty dumb split here. I do think blue and red are our primary colors. We really got to lower our white pips. This is something I want to try. We'll see why once we get in game. I think this is a card that needs to stay in. So usually when you're running 3 colors, it's your cheap stuff that's got to go. In my opinion, anyway. We'll go down to 1 art Ascendant Dust Speaker. We want the Dromedary. Research. Okay, I think creature count's pretty high. I just don't think we have anything that's critical enough to protect to keep this Chase Inspiration in. Yeah, Prismari Charm's great. 13, 17 lands. I think the Capstone doesn't belong in this deck. If we had the mill guy, I would run this. That's what I had in my deck that did really well. That played well against my friend, I should say. Usually in a deck that has 5 as my top end, I'm willing to go down a land. I think the Plains is the only way to do this. We're at 16 lands and we got 1 more cut to make. We really should be running 40 cards if at all possible. Oftentimes I'll talk myself into running 2 over. It's just not good. It's not good to do. The Soloist is probably not doing what it's not the way we win, but it is a 2-drop, and that's important. So maybe the correct thing to do is to get rid of this artisan. As a body, it's not good. Destroying target non-basic land. It's a neat thing, but it's some of our opponents won't even have a non-basic land, I think. So I think that's our deck. We got 17 creatures. We got 7 non-creatures. So we probably wanted more of like 15 and 9 as our thing. But we're gonna go with this and see how it do. Add it to decks, and then let's get in there. Alright, so we're missing white, which is a really big deal considering we only have 3 of them in our deck. So our odds of drawing white here are really slim. So in essence, we have a hand that has 3 duds in it right now. We don't have any, we have 1 card that'll help us fix this problem. So losing 1 card when 3 of my cards are unplayable is not bad. And this is good right here. So we've got 3 of the lands we need. We've got this to pull us into our 4th. So now it's about just trying to figure out which is the card that doesn't do anything right now. And it's probably Molten Note. This is a card that if it sits in our hand for a long time, it probably is the best card in our hand. But right now we've got to play to the table, and we've got to make sure we're going to be doing things. So this gets us a 1-drop. We'll probably get a couple of points of damage out of it, because I doubt they'll even play something on turn 1. There we go. And then we can just sort of work on developing the board. We're going to have too much mana now, because we're going to get one with this. But we're at least on the table. And I think I'm going to take a damage here, because there's going to be a version of I'm not sure if I did the right thing there. We're going to go for a white, because if there's ever a point where we need to cast 2 spells in the same turn and 2 of those spells have white mana, we're going to be very unhappy. We don't have any double blue as far as I remember. I probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just played the Sky Coach Conductor. For some reason I was thinking that I would get to play all aboard right away. And I wasn't really interested in doing that when this guy isn't already prepared. But if I played the Sky Coach Conductor, I probably would have not taken that 2 damage. Okay. Play the Stadium Tidal Mage here. This is nice because now we've got the Strixhaven Sky Coach that we can just stick in front of something if we feel like it, which we probably will do, just to take out the Shopkeeper's Bane. You may draw a card. Yep, we're going to do that because we've got a land that we can throw away. Generally speaking, when you have a hand like that, you want to throw away the land, unless you have something like really awesome that you're wanting to cast. But right now we can cast everything in our hand. We're probably going to draw another land at some point, and that's really the only concern we have with this hand, is being able to cast Vibrant Idea off of this Landscape Painter. So we're going to get there, because the other thing we're going to be able to break stalls with is being able to activate Harmonious Trio on end step. That's one thing to pay attention to, is how many times the prepare ability requires like a sorcery or something like that, versus how many times you can get it out in some other way. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and put the Sky Coach in front of the Shopkeeper's Bane. Really sucks for us if they have a trick, but it gets it out of their hand. We weren't looking to go aggressive with this, The only reason we're actually running this card is for the land that it gives us. It allows us to fix our mana, and then sometimes that evasion will matter. If we weren't in a race situation, I'd say we would want to keep that, because then we can fly over and give persistent damage. Consistent damage is more what I want to talk about. But now we just want to have the biggest thing on the table. That's the best thing we can do. Oh man, Death Touch on a 4/4 with a decent prepared spell too. That's neat. Man, I wish I had some mill. I can think of a version of this game that ends where I play my discard hand, draw that many cards spell. Wheel of Fortune, I guess, is the old version of that, but the newer version is something different. Whose name I cannot recall. Bogwater Lunaret. What are we doing over there? We got 1 black mana. We've got an indestructible instant we could cast. Raise Dead is in the set, but it's on a prepared body, so I don't know what else we've got going on. There might be a bite or fight spell. Not that only costs black mana though, so I think my opponent is just over there talking into their microphone like I am. Hear that, or they're making some coffee or having a snack. Speaking of snacks, I can use one. So if I draw a land, what I might want to do is cast the Conductor and the Painter, because then I can do the Painter thing, then I can do the all aboard thing and just be just super set up. So I think that's what we want to do, except we grabbed the wrong land, folks. We don't have 2 islands, so I should have grabbed an island with my thingy thing. I couldn't have known, I don't think. But instead, we have our choice between using our mana. Basically, we're either going to play the 3-drop or the 4-drop. I think the 4-drop is the stronger play. We want to be able to. We want to make sure that we can block this Death Toucher if it comes down to it. We also can make sure that on their turn, hopefully, we'll get to activate Brainstorm or prepare Brainstorm, which is a nice thing. Anytime you can get to a situation where you can cast Brainstorm on every turn, like the card selection there, you're basically going to get to draw something good, and you're going to be able to pitch the thing that you're not able to use right then. So Brainstorm here lets you draw 3 cards, put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library. So you're basically getting to go 3 cards deep and saying, I want the best of the top 3 cards. Not only that, but you're still getting to draw a card for the turn. So honestly, you're getting the best of the best 2 cards of the top 3 if you time it right and do everything you're supposed to do. And that just gets better every time you do it again. All right. I don't think he got this guy, and he got that guy. Yeah, that's good. Did he? Oh yeah, he gained a life, so it's gonna be a giant tree. Ugh. That's not good. Yeah, he's looking good over there. I think we take the 1. We don't want this guy around anymore, although his main usefulness has already occurred. We'll go ahead and get our Brainstorm prepared. Tactics. That could be super useful for us. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to fish for another. I'm going to fish for another island, because that'll set us up nicely if we can make that happen. Oh, well, it didn't work. So now we got to discard the dumbest thing in our hand, which is probably honestly Dual Tactics, though. That'd be really nice to cast. I think the Landscape Painter is actually what's got to go. Oh, we're not discarding. We're just putting it on top. So the thing that we're not planning on casting yet. Play primary research. Or no, let's just put the conductor. Let's put the 2 blue things back. We can draw them later. Yeah, this is the order I want. I'm gonna make the mascot, and I'm probably gonna use dual tactics to just kill the Burog Banemaker, and it's gonna suck here because I'm gonna have to take 6 damage. But I'll get to put Brainstorm on a stick again, and then I'll get to Heated Argument, the tree. So puts us in a good spot. It also fills up our graveyard to actually pump this thing. Ooh, that's decent. He gets something back. Oh wow, he can get the Vassalin Scambit. That is a good card. Holy crap! It only costs 3 mana. That is pushed. 3 mana for a 4/4 with a cool ability? Forget that, man.
No slacking off.
I don't think I had a chance this game at this rate. Although he is going to be hurting for library. You can't really afford to mill 14 cards in a game of Magic unless you got some. He must have something really powerful in here. Like if he's got one of the flagship Witherbloom creatures, he just might be able to just win by casting Bond of Life again and putting out whatever the big thing is that he's got in there. If he's got something like that. I still think this is anybody's game. It's really all about who manages their board the best, I think. And right now it's looking better for him, for sure. He's in a position where he can make some mistakes, I think. And I'm really not. I have to play as solidly as I can. This gives his tree trample, which is good, but it's not a huge problem for us. He's gonna get to make some fractals, which that is actually a problem for us. Let's see what he does. I'm expecting vigilance attack. I mean, interesting. This is not an instant. Oh, I'm screwed. That was so stupid. Gotta read my cards. Ah, man. Well, so what I was saying about him making mistakes, I certainly can't afford to make mistakes. And that's one. Wow, I can get my Sky Coach back. That's actually pretty interesting here. We get a counter here. We get the Sky Coach back. We can go fetch a mountain and then kill the Banemaker, or I mean what I really should do, which is this right here. This, however, is an instant. Can I get greedy and try to go for a land again? It's just too disastrous if it doesn't happen. His last thing is a trick. I'm really toasted here. We pretty much are just planning to block the Vassalin Scavenger, do Heated Argument on this guy. Okay, so he's going to make me get rid of the Micah. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, so I'll be exiling a card from my graveyard at instant speed, which is going to be nice. But it's not really going to be enough, I don't think. At least he stepped out, though. Can't afford to take all that damage. He can make this guy huge and just win. But yeah, it becomes a 7-5 trample. Then if he attacks with both of them, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm toast. Alright, so I definitely made some mistakes that game, but I don't think that I lost that game on those mistakes, if that makes sense. This guy just, he did the things. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. I do think I didn't make the best deck I could have. I probably missed out on at least 2 or 3 good blue cards at some point. There was probably that point early on where I should have taken the Essence Scatter when it was the only thing in the pack. Because that was probably Magic's signal to tell me that blue was probably going to be wide open for me. I'm really bad at that stuff though. I mean, I default to just trying to take the best card in the pack, I think, but I'm also not very good at analyzing what the best card in the pack is. This is not a great hand, but I think it'll work. Prismari Charm gives me a lot of reach. So Muse Seeker right here. If I draw a mountain, I can actually combo basically. I can play the Glass Right and then use his spell and then get to Muse Seeker right away. And this is nice here. This is where I'm going to get super rewarded for playing Dual Tactics, because I can kill this while it's small. I get to do the things with the Muse Seekers. I'm going to go ahead and pitch the Dromedary. That's why it's in the deck, so that I can pitch a card that I can get back and trigger Lorehold. And here I don't really need islands anymore, so this is perfect. I got rid of 2 cards I didn't want to draw. I'm really looking for planes. Having looters like this is really helpful to find the things that you want. And also, this is going to be great right here. We're doing more of the same. We're going to go ahead and pitch a mountain. And the second Spirit Mascot doesn't really do us any good here, because we still don't even have a planes. We're going to get to cast one of them with Treasure, so that's going to be nice. And now we're just going to do piddly damage with our Muse Seeker combination. We could go ahead and fetch back this Dromedary now, but we can't cast it, so there's no point. I really like Glass Right. I think it's one of the things that's really, really useful. I really like having Prismari Charm as an insurance policy, because loading up things with counters is not great when I can just answer. Okay, so I can cast 2 spells here. That seems like a good plan. We're going to do Harmonized Trio. We're going to do Deluge Virtuoso, tap him down, and get to swing for 4. I don't know if he can even recover from taking this much. We're gonna see. I shouldn't talk too out of turn here, but I mean, like, if my next turn is to play Mascot and then Prismari Charm away his guy and he doesn't add to the board at all, the game is probably just over. I don't think that's going to be enough. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough. So I actually think ooh, I got my planes. That's great. So I'm going to go ahead and make my dude. I'm going to bounce his thing. That's just going to hurt. We covered the 2 lands that we don't want. We're doing 6 damage. Is it worth it? I think it's worth it to just get damage. Put him as far on the back foot as we possibly can. Great card. We're in a spot where this is really crippling. We get to do all the things. Ah. Yeah, there's just no. I probably should have on that turn. I should have summoned back the dromedary again. The whole reason the dromedary is in the deck is so that I can continually return it to hand and discard it to those loot effects. You know, there's a situation where a 4/3 is the best thing you can add to the table, but most of the time, the only reason I have that card in my deck is to give me something to pull back and then pitch, and then get something else, some other material that I can do something with. This is a funny hand because we have more planes than we need, but we have relatively high probability of drawing our islands, and we don't really need. This card is not. Being able to play this card is not going to make or break our game. These cards can do a lot of work for us, so we're going to keep this one. Oh, and look at that. We got lucky. Super lucky. Hello, person. This could get very out of hand. If this is, this is basically a mirror. And with that being said, whoever can do the things, whoever can spin their wheels better is going to win. So I need to get on the table quick and get aggressive, or I need to get to where my wheels are spinning faster than his, or else we're in trouble. So the good news is that next turn, what's going to happen here? He's trying to get better card quality before I do. So next turn, I could basically steal the show to get rid of this and this, because this I can always flash it back. So getting something else to play like a creature would be really good. Getting to pitch these 2 things, draw 2 cards, get closer to a land to get this guy a turn 4 when he's really needed, so that I can start doing brainstorm shenanigans. I think that's what we have to do. It's not ideal, and it's got a certain degree of risk to it, but I think it's the best possible play. I'm greedy and I don't want to get rid of this. It factors too hard into creating the engine that I need to guarantee that I win. We're good. We got 2 good cards. Was kind of hoping one of them was a land, but that's okay. We got our land here. Got an elemental mascot that could be a problem. I think our best play is to use our mana here. And then we're going to get brainstorm on a stick. We probably block this mascot all day. I didn't realize this had the discard ability. Shoot. I should have been taking these. I absolutely should have taken. I saw at least two of these, maybe three. I should have been taking them. That's on me, man. The thing you want in these 7 Cast and Cuts cards is if you have a buyout, and this is a great buyout. It affects your overall card quality in your deck. I should have. It's got so much text on it. That's why I didn't read it. Okay. What do we got in the graveyard? Nothing we can do anything with. So go ahead and play our history buff. I probably should have done Brainstorm first. Put you back. We're gonna check here, see if he trusts me or not. He should block with his mascot, but see, that's the thing. Oh no, he can't block with just the mascot. He's got menace. What am I talking about? Okay, so that was just an attack we were supposed to make anyway. Nice thing here is we can both ready Brainstorm and cast it. It's kind of dumb because we're only digging one card deeper, but if that one card is something we really want, I think Mountain would be nice right now. He did it on main phase. That's a little weird. It's desperate. That's why he did that on main phase. I think. He's got a handful of nothing. He needed to do that to be able to play. That being said, he's gonna get there. He ought to be able to play something now, like probably like a 2/3, or maybe if he drops a land and plays a 4/4, he'll be in good shape. A removal? Oh, nice, nice. So I can at least fire off a Brainstorm here. The fact that this doesn't cost any mana to prepare is huge. I actually really want Primary Research in my hand right now. So I think what I'm going to do, he's wiping his board. He's only going to have the mascot. So I think we put Conductor and Virtuoso back on our library. We want the Virtuoso sooner. That's my laundry finishing. You may not even be able to hear that. The way my mic's built, it shouldn't hear anything from around the corner. The thing that really hurts him here, I think, is that it didn't kill my excavator, because that's going to be a big problem, especially now that I get to do this. I really think this is the best play here too, because I'm going to get back something that's critical to my game plan. This piece right here. I'm going to get to activate the thing, make a 2/2, and then I also get to draw a card. So, pretty good stuff. And now, anytime I do the lore hold thing, I'm going to get to draw a card at the end step. So, we're in great shape. We're very happy with where we're at. It's one of those reasons I didn't want Brotherhood Den in my deck, is because sometimes it can it doesn't really do much. Like, There are some board states that it'll just wreck your opponent, and if you're building your deck right, which it looks like he does have a lot of 1/4s, and yeah, he's got a lot of 0/4s and things. He has every reason to think that card's going to be great for him. It just didn't turn out to be that great in that situation. So, what are we doing? If we can get anything out of the graveyard, it'd be really good. Don't see a way to do that. So what we're going to do instead benefit us to prepare it come out. Okay, so we want to make the painter I think we want to make the painter, and I like doing the virtuoso. Reasoning here is that when I play the conductor, it'll be really great to do the thing with him. So we'll tap this down since it's really his only offensive piece. We'll go here, and we'll go here because we don't mind losing this if it means killing his thing. Give him the opportunity to do it. I don't think that we're scared of an attack from him. As a matter of fact, in a way, we want to encourage an attack from him. I really like how this history buff can kind of feed itself. This Pack-a-Punch ability sets you up to be able to do the lore hold thing even more. Procrastinate, that's pretty powerful. This guy's got double strike, he can't afford to attack. Okay, so this is great. Get to do exactly what I wanted to do, or I could actually trigger. Golly, this is really strong. But this would be really great to cast whatever the thing that he puts down next will be. I think I'm still going to do this because we get to do the lore hold thing, which is just giant. We're going to get rid of the planes. We're going to get the primary research. We're going to get to do this. Hero history buff is now active. We get a full-bodied attack. They ought to just block this landscape painter, because I mean, basically they're dead if they don't. Oh, they're dead. They're dead either way. I didn't even do the math on that. We just won that one straight out. All right, cool. I can handle that. All right. That's what, 2 and 1? Or are we 1 and 1? We're 2 and 1. Okay, so we gotta at least get 3 more wins. I think this deck might go all the way. I mean, it really just depends on how good the curve outs are on the other side, and then if I can try to keep playing without making stupid mistakes. By the way, if you see me making any mistakes, feel free to let me know, because I am well aware that my playing has been super bad for the last nearing 2 years now. Not that it was necessarily got great before either. It's just I felt like I was playing a lot better before. I mean, there's just been some sets where I've been on top of my game. Kind of set where you knew exactly what 23 cards you should be playing in your deck. Of course, nowadays the overall card quality in these sets is just so good that it's a struggle to get most of these decks down to 40. It just is, because they're not making a lot of fat anymore. Especially if you're if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing in the draft part. This is great. I got everything I could possibly want in this hand. The tough thing here, I think, is more about deciding what thing needs to be deployed first. So I think what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to play a plains first, because then on the next turn I can either cast a Muse Seeker by dropping an island, or I can play one of my Lorehold cards. And I do think probably stats dictate I should probably play Kirol first, because I'm not doing anything with the ability, so I should just play the best card. 2/3, which the tough thing here is that they're going to get to play a 4-drop this turn if they drop a land. Maybe they don't have one, but they're basically a turn ahead of me right now. Thanks to both getting to were they on the play? I think they were on the play. I don't remember. But getting this rampant growth, they didn't actually already have a land, so they're basically a turn ahead. But they, oh wow, they did have a land, but they didn't have a 4-drop. Ah, that's what that tells us. Okay, so now we're not in a hurry to get this plains out. As a matter of fact, we're probably pretty happy with discarding it if we get something that makes us discard. I'm going to delay playing the painter, because the painter needs for its spell to go off. So now the best thing I think I can do is get my Muse Seekers deployed, because if I can get the painter out and play the thing, that means I get to draw 4 cards and keep them, because when the mana spell, when the spell that you cast is a 5 with the Muse Seeker, you get to keep the card instead of discarding. So we may take a little bit of damage from this Paradox Surveyor. This is a great card, by the way. The stat line is just where it needs to be. 3/3s I think are pretty strong this set. Now the question here is, do I go ahead and put my guy in front of this if he attacks? I think I do, because he's going to kill this, and right now Muse Seeker is huge for me to be able to have. With this hand that I have, man, this is great. So the thing that I was sad about here was that I didn't have the right land to be able to cast both the painter and the Muse Seeker. But now I can do the Muse Seeker, and I can go ahead and throw out the Glasswright too. We're just building our board. I don't expect these colors to have a board wipe. He probably has a fight or bite spell, but none of these targets are really great. I mean, like, he probably ought to go ahead and get rid of this thing, but without anything in my graveyard, this is actually the ability, the idea that I'm going to be able to turn this on is something that he's going to have plenty of time to respond to. Cuboid Colony is great. Next turn, it's going to be awesome, because I'm going to get to Landscape Painter and Spirit Mascot. I don't know if I'm going to craft with Pride. Probably not. Although we can afford to discard this, so maybe that's the right play. We really need to answer this this Cuboid Colony. Oh, that's great. We have an answer for it. We have to use all our mana, but that's kind of what we want to do anyway. So deals damage to target creature equal to the amount of mana spent to cast this spell, and it allows you to untap all creatures you control. Well, we don't care about that. So we're just going to kill the thing. We're spending 5 mana, which is going to be great, because we're going to get to draw 2 cards. We're basically going to get to Divination. We're killing his best thing, and we're getting to Divination off of it. Not so bad. Was that an instant though? No, it's a sorcery. So we didn't screw up in any way, I don't think. That was the best possible thing we could do. What does this do? When we play a spell with X, look at the top X cards of your library, put one of them in your hand. Okay, so anytime he plays an X spell, he gets to basically pick the best card out of X in his hand, or in his library, and put it in his hand. That's cool. That's straight up a little bit better than just, draw a card as you're drawing the best card out of X, whatever X may be. The thing I would really love to see here is that it kills one of these things. That would just be great. I would even chump block one of these things because I get to primary research. Primary research is a fantastic card. I think any deck that has white in it wants to have at least one. I really do, because when you get to do the first part plus draw a card, that can be just huge. Non-creature spell, but we don't have the right things in our graveyard at the moment. Okay, so we may as well do this. Wait a minute. I'll craft with pride first. Oh, this is going to be great. I think I see it. We're going to discard some stuff. Going to discard a dromedary. Because why not? We're countering the spell unless we pay 2. Well, we already got the trigger. That's the only reason we were casting that spell in the first place. We don't really care about the treasure. We just wanted to put a dromedary into our graveyard. And then we can pitch a mountain. He's going to be able to cast some really expensive spells. Sequence. I was supposed to play the mascot first. That was a mistake. I messed up. Not the end of the world though. Do we keep this land in hand? I think we do. We want to have plenty of things to discard, and we don't have anything really interesting to do with that. Well, no, I'm going to drop it. I'm going to drop it. Because if I draw a land, I can both play the Landscape Painter and cast a Vibrant Idea on the same turn, and then it's basically playing a 2/1 and drawing 4 cards. That doesn't seem like bad in any sequence. The problem is he's got probably that flying X spell that is going to be a gigantic. Yeah, well, that's another one. That's good. So yeah. He's got a good attack here. Do I have good blocks? I think I do. Ooh. That's bad. Scary when we've got the 6/6 trample on the table. So he gets a pretty solid smack. He gets a 7 strength hit on me. Almost enough to make me want to stick a Muse Seeker in front. So this is nice here. What I can do with this is I can reset my glass right. And put this guy in the bin. I'm doing this more for science. I'm wondering if when I use primary research to get this out of the graveyard, if it comes in with a counter or not. And I'm going to do this. we doing here? Expendable. Expendable. What are we doing? Is there an expel that pumps? He wants this to happen. Why does he want this to happen? I'm just gonna go with it. He's got a trample spell or something. No. I don't know what the hell that was about. Makes me want to be super careful here. I want to be able to bounce this back to hand. So what I think I'm going to do here is just be sneaky myself. Well, no. Now's a great time to draw cards. We've got a full board. I don't know what he's got over there, but drawing 4 cards seems like it puts me in a really good spot. I even have to discard something, I think. Oh no, I'll get to play a land. Yeah. So we've got dual tactics. We can also craft with pride. I guess I can go. We're going to get to discard some things. What am I looking at how sparse my library was looking. Do that. Oh, fantastic. That's perfect. We pitched away stuff that doesn't really do anything for us. Then we can still use dual tactics if we want, but we don't have a good target. Actually, we kind of do. If he blocks, I can dual tactics this thing. That didn't really help us. All right. This guy, these guys always look really good, but they don't tend to perform as well. Alright. You don't matter. You matter to Lash. I'm dealing that much damage, so might as well do this. Alright, what you got over there? What are we doing? I forgot one thing that I was supposed to do. I was supposed to leave enough mana to Prismary Charm. Okay, we did nothing. I think that sets us up to be in a really good spot. Cuboid Colony is what you were holding? That's not great. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get our Dromedary because it's going to trigger things. We're going to use this mana here. We actually aren't doing the discard thing anymore, and we really kind of don't want Pack-a-Punch. We want Pack-a-Punch to be a finisher, if anything. Now we're just going to try to be responsible. Oh, well, no. We definitely got to kill that cuboid colony. And then we're going to just try to be responsible. I'm going to try to keep red blue open so I can Prismari Charm. As long as I've got that ready to go. Aside from getting ridiculously ahead somehow with Tam, I think we've got this. Not bad. I can just bounce at it any time though. That's only a 2/2. I think I need to go ahead and get this Thunderdrum Soloist back. So I'm going to primary research, get that back. For some indirect damage. Also because it does the thing. We're going to make this pitch the dromedary again. And look at what we did. We very nearly didn't keep our Prismari Charm up. This guy is there and he can block my 2/3. But right now what my game plan is to have this guy do a lot of damage, and also just as soon as he tries to get me somehow, have the Prismari Charm to say, no, I don't think so. Yeah, okay. You got a big thing. Enjoy. I'm gonna go ahead and pack a punch on this. Get things in the wrong order. I have to keep these because I don't want to lose my library. Same here. I need my library. I want him to block here. I think from here we got it. We just have to not lose our library. Okay. Can this counter spell? Nope. That's okay. We this way we actually get to activate it again. And to what end? Not really to any end that we need to worry about. We're gonna win on the back of this Sky Coach and just sheer numbers at this rate. Okay. Get back the dromedary. Do our thing. Make the conductor again. So tap this thing down. Go ahead and make the dromedary because I can get the incrementer dude. Go ahead and use this. We didn't keep our mana the way we were supposed to, but that's okay. At this point, we're ready to close the game out. I probably have the math there. Oh wow, you can choose not to run that ability. That's huge. Wow, that's great. So he probably ought to block me here. Either this guy or this guy. But it kind of doesn't matter. I probably should have just all in attacked. Because the other thing I could have done actually was I probably should have, instead of casting the dromedary, I should have cast all aboard on the virtuoso and then just swung with it. Oh geez, this card could actually kill me. But yeah, now we've got inevitability. For somebody that wanted to be running a bunch of X spells, it didn't seem like he actually had that many. Maybe we just goofed. Maybe he just goofed and didn't draw them. I mean that can get the best of us when that happens. All right, here we go. Feeling pretty good about this. This is, by the way, this is the best series of games I've had in a long time. I haven't ran like this in a while. There were all sorts of ways I think I could have played that particular game better. I made a lot of sequencing mistakes. I used up my mana when I wasn't supposed to. You know, a well-timed fight or bite spell could have just wrecked me. This is not a perfect hand, but this guy, odds are, I'll have the planes by the time I need to. That kind of sucks. That's not what I wanted to see as my first card. But I more than likely will be able to draw. I mean, it would really suck if I don't draw a land in the next 2 turns. That's not supposed to happen. But I can block here. That's what the landscape painter is actually kind of here for, mainly. Okay. Not thrilled with this play, but it's one that can be done. This guy having prowess is actually huge, and that it's super prowess when you cast a 5. That's a big game. Makes this a lot better than it looks. Alright, so we got a guy that wants to do the lore hold thing. He really wants to do the lore hold thing. Wow, I can't believe we didn't draw mana. So So if he can do this thing and turn this thing on, we're just gonna lose the game. So there's no sense of racing against that. We just gotta keep our stuff on the board, and if he does that, we're pretty much sunk. We really need a mana to get onto the table, especially against that. Because now he's got Lorehold. Oh shit, he's got Lorehold turned on. Yeah, it's not good. I think the game's just over. Because that's the thing with Startled Relic Sloth. What can I use to kill it? Nothing. Nothing that doesn't cost 5 mana anyway. I think I'm just dead. Okay, because we desperately need a mana. Yep. Thrilled with that, but we desperately need to be able to kill the Relic Sloth or kill one of the big mascots. If he's got an answer, oh yeah, we're toast. Yeah. Because he's going to deal 12 damage. Yeah. Even if we could remove the Startled Relic Sloth. There was no fixing that. Nothing we could have done. He just got the nut draw that game. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, that's not good. Somebody tried to add me to a group chat to install malware on the computer. Yay! So that's what people do now. Be-doo. Okay, we got our colors all in hand. Not a great start, but we can at least deal with an early threat. With dual tactics here. We were on the play, which is rather nice. But from here, we gotta draw some gas or this game is over. We've got a lot of 2-drops and a lot of 3-drops, so I'm feeling good. Okay, if we could drop this and play the land this same turn, we'd be super stoked, but we can't, so I wonder... I think I need to save Molten Note for later, so we're just going to dual tactics that thing. This is exactly why we're running that card. We're punishing our opponent for running something with 1 toughness. Especially a good thing with 1 toughness too. This is one of the top cards in white, I think. It works either in red white or black white. Actually, I mean, I think it kind of does everything it's supposed to do in either spot. Not great, but at least we're gonna get to play our dust speaker. We'll go ahead and. Looks like we need mountains more right now. We can probably go ahead and kill this debater. I think we this counter goes to another target creature, so we want to probably delay and go ahead and kill the debater. Pigment Wrangler in the graveyard? That's weird. I'm gonna do this at instant speed. We could also Molten Note it. I think that's even better, honestly. If he's got a pump spell, he's got a pump spell. Nothing we can do about it. Let's go ahead and try to Molten Note it. What the hell? Why did he not die? Oh, he used a road to oh, okay, he Path of Exiled his own guy, okay. Which basically gave him a rampant growth. No, not bad. Especially since, well, this is a good reason for me to have saved the Heated Argument, because now I can deal with this Relic Sloth. I'm pretty happy with that outcome. And the only price I paid is that he got to get rid of my dual tactics. But I think I'm okay with that. I think getting to kill this more than makes up for that. We're not going to do the remove part, because getting to fire off Molten Note at 8 mana is actually really good for us. Oh, he got back his... Oh, that was brilliant. Okay. Yeah, that works. Ooh, that's gnarly. It's not good for us at all. Oh man, that's not good for us at all. We're kind of in trouble now. Okay, cool. Not terrible. Kind of dumb because we're putting the counter on something silly, but the nice thing about that is now we can block all day, and we can go ahead and get rid of one of his key cards, one of his key flashback cards. Because we can block this Quillblade Laureate if we want to. I don't like that he can twofold intent onto the Dust Speaker. That's not great. but it also doesn't kill us right now either. Golly, it gets us down to 5 life though. Not happy about that. I could probably just throw the Sky Coach in front of it, and I think that's another reason I'm running this card, is to be able to block things or get a little bit of resiliency against removal. I do think that 8 damage is hard for us to come back from here, so I think it is going to be worth it to pop this guy out. I should have done it with the Muse Seeker, because if he's got the removal spell that hits tapped creatures, it's just game over here. Oh, and what's nice here is I can use primary research to get the Sky Coach back. And I'll get to draw an extra card too. So not the end of the world. The fact that this isn't an instant or a sorcery that matters, but the fact that it sticks around is actually really good. Well, this is brilliant. So we got Curel in play. We get to do primary research now, get back the Sky Coach, which is going to trigger Curel. We're also going to get to draw an extra card. So we're not dead. Actually pretty happy here. Go ahead and get another land. We got the preparation happening. This is one of those things where I do wish I had maybe that 2/2 lifelinker. Sure. Not really much I can do about that. I think I'm going to actually keep this mountain in hand, because when I cast this spell, I'm going to want to discard something. The nice thing here is that we do actually have a block for this Dust Speaker too. We have to give up 2 things for it, but I think we're in a spot where we can afford to give up some things. As long as we continue to be ahead through things like primary research. Oh, interesting. Non-creature, non-land. Oh, that's not good. So he can... oh man, he's got his choice. Yeah, that's not good. What's he gonna do to me? Non-token artifact of their choice. Bring back a thing? No. You can Alpha Strike me. That would be pretty bad. At instant speed. It's pretty bad. Senate Dust Speaker is a good role player in this set. So now I'm in a really dumb spot, because I can't really block in a favorable way, because he's got this instant on tap that he can use. So I think I got to do this, and then I'm taking 8 damage unless I block with a dumb thing. I think I block with a dumb thing. Yeah, I think that's fine. Not thrilled, but and trample, that's a problem. I was just worried about the +1/+1. So we're still taking a ridiculous amount of damage. I think it's a good game. I think it's pretty much done, my friend. You can reliably do the thing. These spirit mascots, they do their job. And he's just getting me on bodies here. Hey, I'm drawing some cards. There was a version of that where I drew a land and a 2-drop that I would have been able to survive. Now my only hope is that he pulls his punch, thinking I could have something. But he'd be insane to do that. Good games. Alright, well, I'm not at all sad about that. I feel like the games we lost were ones that we were just destined to lose. Our opponents played well. We played reasonably well. I made a mistake in the first game, and I made probably a couple of mistakes in one or both of those other games that we won, but I don't think there was anything just like to be ashamed of in there. It was good. It was a good run. Won't be too long before we get to draft again. I was hoping to get to that 4 wins, because then we could just flip right around and draft already, but not bad.